Hey, it's Adele from Let's Get Inkie, and a long time no see. This year has been a schmozzle of just health things with me, my family, and my extended family, and all sorts of things. But I'm back, we're back on track, and today's video is going to be a bit different. I thought I would show you what I took on a recent interstate holiday. So recently Aaron and I went to Melbourne, which we're in New South Wales, so Melbourne is in Victoria. It was an hour and a half plane ride, 2 hour. The drive to the airport is actually longer than the flight. It's about 2 hours to drive to the closest airport. And we went down for our 10-year wedding anniversary. And because we were going kid-free, I knew that I would have some time to like actually complete arty things. And so I took down some supplies with me. So this is the bag that I packed within my checked-in baggage. I did, however, take out one of the pencil cases of pencils and texters that you'll see and put it in my carry-on for the aeroplane flight. But I thought I'd show you what I took. So this is a Happy Planner bag, and I got it quite a while ago. It's a beautiful size. It's just like a nice size. Expensive, but worth it if you're going to be traveling with bits and bobs quite often. And it's got a nice like wipeable surface as well. So it's got two sections, and it comes with pouches as well, but I think I used one of them, but yeah. This is the difficult side. So actually no, we'll do this side first. So in here, it zips open like so. So in this section, I packed a couple of washi tapes, and my goal for the trip was I took a traveler's notebook insert that I want to document our holidays in. Like I actually want a traveler's travel notebook. And because most of the time I use a traveler's notebook just for, you know, everyday stuff. And so last time we went to Melbourne, I did one. Hang on, I'll show you that. So this is my travel-y notebook. And this is like an old cover from Freckled Fawn that I love. And so I have one, yeah, it's just one insert. And all of the process videos for this particular album are over on my Patreon from a few years back. And so I just documented the entire trip, and it was so much fun. This is when we went down when Arch was about, I think he was about 18 months old or so, somewhere around there. But yeah, it's got lots of pages, lots of bits and bobs, and I wanted something like that so I could put the whole trip in this same cover. And I didn't finish it, I barely started, but at least I started. That's the main thing. So I took 3 washies. This one was books, and Aaron and I, our main goal for going to Melbourne was to do cool nerdy stuff that we can't do with the kids usually, because they're neurospicy, and sometimes going to places like art galleries or delicate gift shops with lots of breakables is difficult. And so I knew that we would be going, there's one of my hairs on there, I knew that we'd be going to some bookshops, so I popped that one. And then stars, you know, I feel like stars are a nice everyday, well, why aren't we focusing? There we go. A nice everyday thing. Plus we went down at the end of November and the start of December, so they had a lot of Christmassy things, and these were kind of Christmas colours. And then I took this one, which is one of my faves. It's from Bandy, I never know how to say it, but they're little individual floral flakes. So those were my 3 washies. And then in this pocket, I had a pair of scissors and a little paintbrush and a Tombow brush pen just shoved in there. I took an extra insert, which I definitely did not need. That was silly, but you know, overcompensating for things. And then this is the 003 insert that I started. I took an Instax camera, and so I started the first few days and printed my photos Made a couple of pockets for like boarding tickets, and segmented all of the photos out according to what we were doing. So like this section is the airport, and then where we stayed. Now this one's going to be a lot chunkier than the other one because I'm using the Instax and they're quite thick. So I've stuck the photos in for the first few days and I still have things to go. So that's that one. I also took this journal, which is my like urban sketching one. A lot of this kit was the pencils. The pencils and the textures were already packed from our last camping trip where I took this. And we're going camping at the time of recording this. We're going camping in 2 days. Actually, when this comes out, we're camping, we're away. So I like to take this, hang on, are we a bit too bright? Let's see. There we go. I think that's a bit better. This is a Winsor & Newton watercolor journal, and I like it because it's like long, and this was something that I did when we went to Ellie Beach in Queensland last year. And then we've got a little fire pit. I've written a bit about camping, and then this was my last one that I never finished. Oh, and this one, Violet came and helped a little bit there. So I've got to finish those 2 pages, but I will be taking this one camping and might do some more bits and bobs. It's just a nice different type of journaling that I enjoy. So we had aimed, Aaron and I had aimed to have a day, like a half a day in a park that we really like there, but it rained. We went on the rainiest week Melbourne has seen for like a month or two. It rains a lot down there, but yeah, it rained every single day we were there, except for the last day when it was 30 degrees and sunny. Typical. I also grabbed some stickers. Now these are just bits of like ephemera that I have to put into the journal. This was actually handy. I don't usually take a bulldog clip, but it was handy to keep my traveler's notebook open. We've got some cheapy stars, a bit of a map print. I'm determined to finish this sticker book because it's driving me nuts. And I just need to get it done. It's got some things that I typically wouldn't use, like it's got these peacocks, and my beautiful friend Kate will probably watch this video, and she has a gorgeous peacock tattoo. So Kate, I am going to save these ones too. I have other ones. I have like a collection of peacocks for you. And you can take my butterflies too because I don't like them. But I took that, and I feel like a sticker book's handy because you've got alphas, you've got labels, you've got all sorts of stuff. I had also packed some of my latest Pipsticks sticker packs that I get. So this one was themed with maybe like fantasy stuff. There's like some potion. Oh, it was the Halloweeny one. So there's like some picture books, and yeah, I thought it had a lot of books and relaxing and things that I might be able to use. And then this one was florally or autumny, one of those. And then I had this little Stash World pack of that I get from their Patreon of all like market, farmers market themed stuff. Then I also packed this, which was really handy. So this is the Crepe Paper Gingham Garden journal paper pack, and the paper is very thin. Let's see if I can show it. It's like very, very thin, but perfect for traveler's notebooks, which I guess that's what it's made for. I usually try to use them on scrapbook pages and curse them because they're too thin, but yeah. So next up, I bought an Instax printer in the Black Friday sales. It was on a big sale. And if you're looking at getting an Instax camera, I do think the printer is better. And the reason for that is because you can edit your Instax photo. So you take a photo on your phone and then send it to the printer. And so you can edit it on your phone. You can change the lighting, the colors, brighten it. You know, if you've got a really shadowy picture, you can edit the shadows, and you can do that before you print it. So the photos are a bit, I don't know, you have a bit more control over them. But if you want that, that feel of having a photo that may not be in focus or whatnot, then go for the camera. I also took some film, but I packed that separately so it didn't get squished. And then in this one, oh yeah, we have this journal. So I did not need to take both of these. I really didn't. But like I said, we had aimed to have that day where we were going to take our art supplies and just like sit in a park and draw and paint for a whole half day. But it was way too muddy and sprinkly. So this one is watercolor paper. This one is Moleskine. I don't know how people pronounce it different ways. And this is a journal that I randomly started, when was this? I don't have a date here, but I think it was maybe it was school holidays at the start of the, oh, here we go, July 2023. And Arch and I went to our local Japanese gardens, and they're beautiful. They're just stunning with how they design the hedges, and they have a koi pond. And so I drew a koi fish, and then Archie had a little notebook and he drew his own koi fish. And so he wrote, I don't know if you can see that, I like koi fish. And he drew like a little jellyfish and some seaweed, and he did a leaf rubbing, and so I stuck his one in here. I haven't finished this page, so I need to finish that. But I also just did this little watercolour. That's the only thing I did in here. I did this little watercolour of the foyer of the hotel that we stayed at. We stayed at the Ovolo. So that's a photo of what the foyer looked like, and then I just did a little dodgy watercolor there. And I really want to do more of this stuff. Like I don't want my watercolors to be absolutely perfect. I like kind of the artsy looking scribbly kind of style, but I really like having the photo there too. So I think this camera will be handy for urban sketching. So there was that one. And then what's in the back here? Ah, this is where I've shoved all my ephemera. So these are all things that I will probably stick into the traveler's notebook. All right, so that's that half. And then let's undo the other section. There we go. So in here I have 2 pencil cases. And like I said, I hadn't really changed the pen and texture situation since my last camping trip. Because I didn't have time to. But for camping, I had picked a lot of kind of like natural colours. So a lot of greens and browns and tans. And so I'll tip them out and we'll sort it out, and I'll just give you a bit of an overview of the types of things that I took. Alright, so here's a little looky at the different groups of things I could talk. This could probably be sorted a bit more. But I took a collection of combos, and as you can see, most of the colours that I picked were greeny, grey, browny ones. But I also did add some blue and a couple of like reds and pinks, and just to give it a bit of a pop. These I found really handy because I could also just, if I wanted to, scribble it onto a bit of plastic, add some water and a paintbrush, and it becomes similar to a watercolour. So if you are making your own urban sketching type kit, Tombow brush markers I think are very handy, and they've also got the thin tip at the other side so that if you wanted to write in them, they're an easy option. These were something that I just want to use and get them used because they're so chunky. These are the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen Big Brush, and I bought a pack of these. These would be about probably about 8 years old, and I don't think they have a huge long, they're a bit dusty, a huge long life expectancy, and so I would prefer to try and use them as much as I can. And where we camp near the ocean, so ocean and, you know, sand, trees, dirt, that colour can be everything. I took a couple of Poscas, so I've got 2 pointy tiny ones and then 2 mid-sized ones. Again, in colours that I think could work for buildings, for natural waters and things, and you know, there's not a great deal of like yellow, orange, pink in a lot of the textures that I've picked. I had this little container of Prismacolors, and this was a pretty wide collection of things. I have recently bought, hang on, it's right next to me. I recently bought some Derwent Inktense pencils, and I haven't even opened this yet. They're still in the plastic. But I want to experiment with these, because if I really, really love these, I would be tempted to get just a 12 pack to keep in my urban sketching kit and replace these, because I like these for home. And I do have this, I have a big set of Prismacolor, so that's my whole collection. And these are just the ones that I've picked for my travelling pencil case. But I love some of these colours and want them at home. And these aren't water soluble, so the Inktense are. So we'll see. I might have a play with that in the new year. This is a collection of kind of new pencils that I bought recently at Officeworks. I went and I wanted to test a couple of different types of pencils to see if I like them. Well, there's a lead pencil. This just has a cap. Wow! A cap on it so that it doesn't break. But I purposely picked colours that I love, so basically pinks and blues. And I tried a few different ones. So these are the Faber-Castell, but they're thicker than the Faber-Castells that you get in the red box, like the normal typical colouring in pencil Faber-Castells. These are gorgeous. So I think I got, what did I get? I think these two are as well. So these are beautiful, and I will definitely keep those in my urban sketching kit, because they were just really handy colours to have for details of flowers and things that you want in the foreground. I love this hot pink pencil. I get it from, I think Officeworks. Yeah, it is an Officeworks one. It's a Staedtler one, and it's just so fluorescent. This one I'm not a fan of. So this is actually a pastel pencil. Conte a Paris. Don't know. I don't like it because it smudges. So that one is actually popping out of my urban sketching kit because it drove me nuts. And then these ones are all Lyra, Rembrandt Polycolor. And I got those in a couple of colours. Wasn't a huge fan of these. Yeah, but I'm glad I tried them, because, you know, shows me that they're not something that I would want to invest in a larger pack of. And then this one was a Derwent, and it's gorgeous. I just have to say, I don't think the microphone's going to pick it up, but Aaron's brother dropped off some, and his partner dropped off some Christmas presents for the children. And they're currently under the Christmas tree in the next room, and one of them won't stop fluffing, like the actual toy. I think it's motion censored or something, and it just keeps making fluffing noises. So if you hear any noises like that in this video, it's not me, I promise. It's the present. Yeah, that's just great fun. I have two of the same pen here, so we don't need that. So this was my collection of pens. I took quite a few pens. So didn't I have a white one? Yes, right here. So I've got some Uniball Signo. I really like having this bronzy colour as well as the gold. So I've got 3 broads, and then this gold is the thin as well. We've got some just everyday ballpoint pens. These are some new ones that I got that were Artline, and they were handy. I added a few details and things with those. So, and it was nice to have a few different, like pink and yellow in those colours. We've got some, oh, and an orange. We've got some Stabilo, the very fine felt tip markers. And so I'll keep those in there. these are also the exact same pen. So there's just one of those. That's just a normal black pen. This is a Muji, as is this, and I really love these pens. We've got a 0.5 and a 0.7. These are just nice pens to write with. Let's see. Yeah, they're just very smooth indeedy. I've got a couple of Pilot G207s, which are my go-to pen to write with. And then we've got quite a few microns, and these are in all different sizes. I enjoy having these in my collection because if I want to do a building that has a lot of ornate details, I can with these. So we've got every size from 0.05 to 0.8. So these are very, very handy. And there's also a couple of brush markers. So I've got a brush, a brown brush, which I found handy. This is a pen, I'm pretty sure it's Pentel. Is it Pentel? Yeah, Pentel Touch. And then just a couple of black pens and a fountain pen. Do I need all of those pens? Probably not, but they're there. So now I'm going to show you the other thing that I bought. I'm going to pack all of this up and then show you the other thing. So the other thing that I took that was fantastic was this 365 Days of Art in Nature. So this is a new journal that I've started over on Patreon, and I also took it camping with me on our last trip, and I filmed a video in the outdoors while I was doing this, which was fun. I'll probably do that again this trip, as long as we don't get the predicted rain that we're meant to get for the next week. But I took this. Now it's heavy. It's a thick book, and so I took it in my carry-on so that I could do it on the aeroplane. But I would only suggest taking this if you're going to really try and do it, because otherwise it's a good heft of your carry-on baggage. And so this book has a bunch of prompts. So, you know, like for example, this one says, fill the page with doodles of leaves. You may feel like adding colour afterwards. And it's just got a whole bunch of different prompts that you can work through. And I've marked off the ones that I've done so far. So I've only just, you know, scratched the surface really. But this was one that I did. This was a citrus pattern. And then I've done others at other times. I'm just trying to find, oh, I did these little flowers, which I thought were cute. So this was, it had the vases already printed and you just had to add the flowers. So I highly recommend this as a gift for someone who, that likes arty things or would like to be more creative. This is a great jumping off point because it kind of funnels you into practicing different skills without the overwhelm of having like a blank journal to work in and not knowing where to start. So this this was a funny one. It said continue the simple pattern, and ironically simple, I totally stuffed up. Like I could just not follow the pattern properly at all, and so I wrote this little bit of journaling here, and I think it'll be fun to look back on in years to come. But yeah, this was really fun to do of an evening. We just put on a movie. We actually watched movies for the first time in forever, because usually after the kids go to bed it's our time to just catch up on all of the housework that we haven't done. And so it was nice to just, oh, I love this one too. It was nice to just be able to put our feet up and, actually do creative stuff. Aaron has his journal that he writes in. So he did a lot of journaling, and he was programming a computer game, because that's what us nerds do on vacation. So yeah, I'm, edging my way through this journal. And I look forward to finishing it at one point. It won't be for a while. What's that one? That one's a chunky one. Oh, it's a collage-y one. But this was fantastic to take along, and yeah, an ideal gift if you're looking for something for someone who either has everything and they're an arty type person, or wants to start but doesn't know where to start in being creative. So that's a little look at what I took on our adventure to Melbourne. If you enjoy videos like this, I have, you know, 6.5 years worth of content over on Patreon. I do 8 videos a month there, and they're longer, they're chattier. They're not just the usual process videos that I put here. So if you're interested in more urban sketching stuff there's a lot over there. But I hope you have a fantastic week. I think this is going up before Christmas, if my scheduling is going correctly. I'm pre-recording some stuff for when we go away. But if you celebrate a festive thing at this end of year, not necessarily just Christmas, but any sort of festivity, I hope you have a great one. And stay safe and happy, and get some crafty, creative stuff done this holiday break, if you have a holiday break, because you deserve it. You deserve to take some time for you. Alright peeps, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It helps my video be discovered by new inklets who are interested in arting all the things with us. And let me know in the comments below any video suggestions for next year, because I'm getting ahead with some filming. And I'll see you soon. Bye!